Alright, I watched it last night and I'm doing my movie notes the day after. Today is movie notes on F1 The Movie 2025 film, 2 November 2025 viewing. It is Monday, 3 November 2025. This is my own personal copy that I bought from Fred Meyer. I had been, checking the shelves periodically and I saw it 5 times at the same movie theater, Regal Cinnabar Mount Lake, when it was initially released. My viewings spanned July 2025 and August 2025. And so here I talk through my movie notes for my Sunday, 2 November 2025 viewing of the 2025 film F1 The Movie, which is a film about a male Formula One race car driver returning to competition over a decade after a crash on a race course, after which he competed in non-Formula One car racing. And so it kind of starts with, kind of like footage of the crash kind of thing. And then it shows him, he's racing Daytona, which I think is NASCAR. So he steps away from Formula One. The character, Sonny Hayes, portrayed by Brad Pitt, he steps away from Formula One car racing, however, not car racing entirely. That's something I was like, oh, maybe I'll highlight that angle since I've covered this 5 times at the theaters. When I went to the theaters. Okay. And I think this in watching and I'd say listening to it this time. So this movie is remarkable in the sound mixing / sound editing / acoustics in general category. I've mentioned that before, but it's like, it really I'll be watching it and it's like the acoustics are what keeps my eyes glued on the screen. That and Lewis Hamilton. So it's a kind of an autobiography / biography in a sense of there's actual Formula One race car drivers that are part of the story, and they're racers, and they're actually in the movie. And it was I think I call it the Lewis Hamilton Bane thing. They're he's oh, it's got to be Warner Brothers who works on it, and it was Apple Studios and Warner Brothers in the disc. Even has I've waited my whole life to see Apple Studios on a disc, and I finally got to see the Apple. Literally, growing up when I was 20 years ago, same Fred Meyer. I was in the DVD section. I was like, what studio? Because I would sometimes pick movies based on studio, and I was like, what studio or what company do I want to see be a studio that's not and be on the DVD? I have to buy the DVD. And I was like, what would I want? I want to see Apple. And so I got my Apple movie. It's even on the binding. See that with Warner Brothers. But anyway, so it's my Lewis Hamilton. There's a scene where he's going like this with his jacket and by his race car, Team Mercedes, in the movie. And I was like, I want Warner Brothers just because I know I'm gonna get that Bane scene, and she's gonna see it, me, his girl, and she's gonna be like, he's like Bane, and I just watch it and I go, he's such a cute Afro hamster. Everything is flawless down to every whisker. And so I felt like that again while watching it this time. Some people say it's the plot is kind of loosely if Lewis Hamilton weren't Lewis Hamilton kind of thing, and if Brad Pitt wanted to car race, there are entry angles, the non-standard, so an alternative trajectory for Lewis Hamilton kind of thing. I'd say the one character who might be the closest fit to reality would be the Javier Bardem, Ruben Cervantes, as the real life person would be Toto Wolff. So he comes to be in charge of a team, but he used to be a car racer. And I was like, so that's Toto Wolff, right? The billionaire. But that one was a late dot for me to connect, and that's been partially due to viewing I've done of stuff other than this movie between it being in theaters and me getting the DVD. This marked my 3rd time watching my own DVD copy. It marked my first movie I watched both in a movie theater and on DVD in the 2020s decade. And it marked my first movie I watched both in a movie theater and on DVD in the 2025 year, which is pretty impressive because if a movie is released late enough in the 2025 year, I might not get it on DVD, much less, in stores, on the shelves, pluck it off before the end of the year. And I did it. I got it done. So that's pretty cool. So those are my movie notes from my perspective. Me, Tanis Coralee of Seattle. And those are my movie notes. Oh, and people are like, Afro hamster. He's fighting it out to get, your first I love you. What else is he top of category of for competition space? And it's like, oh my God. He's like, first of my guys I get naked with. I haven't gotten naked with anybody in my life. Like naked with, like being like in a romantic, you know, like not like 4-year-olds in a dressing room. Okay, but like romance, intimate sense. I haven't ever gotten nude with somebody naked. I was like, Afro hipster. Yeah, there we go.